Hi everyone, my name is Megan and I've been interning with the association this summer. And one of my projects that I worked on was developing a VCAP planting planner to help with browsing plants that are eligible for VCAP projects and determining if a project meets the requirements in terms of plants. So today I'm here to give a little tutorial on how to use the tool. So you'll go to the association website and the tool can be found under the VCAP tab under district services. And you'll just scroll down. Here's a little information about the tool, and it is embedded in the website. So right here is the actual tool. And the first thing you might want to do is browse plants that are eligible for VCAP. So this is all the plants that are native to Virginia with data on their growing conditions and the plant type. So if you want to plant, say, perennials, you can look through for perennials. And this will show you all the perennials that are eligible for VCAP. You can also search by the conditions you're working with. So if you have a really shady area, you can sort to look at plants that are shade tolerant. You can also sort to many different water needs. So if I have low water, I can search for that. And there's 300 shade tolerant low water plants that are eligible for VCAP that are able to be scrolled through. You can also search if you're looking for a specific plant by the scientific or the common name. Might need to clear these, but I can look at 14 different types of milkweed by searching by that name. Also, all the plants that are in this database have additional data. If you click on the scientific name at the top, it will take you to the Digital Atlas of Virginia Flora, which has photos of the plant, which might be helpful for design, where in Virginia the plants are native to, and some additional details. So this is where all the data for the tool is pulled from. And once you're done browsing plants, you can go up to the My VCAP Projects tab at the top. And this is where you can add projects to build for submit to your local district or the steering committee to progress the project. So I already have one. I'm going to delete this to do a new one. So if before you have a project, it'll say no project just added. You can add project and then name it. And then choose from which practice type you are doing. So these are all of the VCAP practice types that involve planting. We can say I'm doing a mixed planting bed. And then you can enter the total size of your project. So this is how the tool determines your percent coverage and whether or not it's VCAP eligible. So I'll say a 100 square foot project. So now that I've entered a number here, you can see that I have 0% coverage because I haven't added any plants to this project yet. As I add plants, this will go up. And when it hits the cutoff for the VCAP project, it will turn green. So I chose a mixed planting bed. For this project, it requires at least 75% cover. So once this reaches 75, I'll be eligible for VCAP. So now I can go back to the Browse Eligible Plants tab, and I can pick plants for my mixed planting bed. Let's see if I want to search a perennial again for an example. I can now look through these perennials. If I'm interested in this one, I can look at the pictures, see if I like this, if it fits well with what I'm going for, and then I can add it to my project. So I could say I can just add one, or I can add multiple. So let's say I plant 6 of these. Once I've added this to my project, I go back up to my project tab, and I can now see the plants that I have selected. So I've only at 6% coverage right now because I only have 6 plants, each are a square foot. So I can now add some additional plants. And now my percent coverage has gone up, and you can see all the plants I've added to my project. You can also write in additional plants if there's one that's missing from the database that you do know is VCAP eligible. So you just click the Add Miscellaneous Plant button, add in your plant, what type of plant it is, if it's a small shrub, large shrub, any of these, and then how many of those you intend to use in your project. Add this to your project, and you can now see that my percent coverage has gone up and I've turned green because I've reached the 75% minimum needed for this type of project. So now that I'm all good, I can scroll down, add any notes to the project that might be helpful for contractors, homeowners, VCAP, steering committee staff, local district staff, anything that might just help the project be more clear. And when I'm all done, I can print this page or save it as a PDF, which is super helpful for documenting your type of project you're doing. So this is the page when it is printed. It gives you a summary, says that the project meets the requirements, and and shows which plants are being used in the project. Also includes any notes. So this is super helpful to be submitted for clarification. Hope this was helpful, and thank you for using the tool.